Hello, all. I guess this is the time of the year when a lot of jitters are there at this stage. Just about 2 days to go, the CAT exam, probably the mother of all exams, as one would put it, which can change your life for a lot, or also can make you continue with the next 1 year, the same drudgery of the previous year. I think hence I can clearly say that, hey, there is a lot at stake. But because there is a lot at stake, it's also important to figure out how do I not fall prey to the kind of a pressure that I'm going through. And I think over the next 45 minutes to 1 hour, I'm going to take up questions that you guys have. Feel free to, my colleagues are there on the YouTube to kind of give me this uh, information of what kind of questions that you want me to answer. And I hope by the time we finish, you will be calm, you will be more purposeful, and chances are that you're going to crack the CAT 2020 on the 29th of November very well. So I have got some very interesting questions. In fact, the first question that I've got is, how do I best utilize this time to maximize my percentile? To be honest with you, it is not about the next 48 hours any which way. It is about whatever you have done in the past, which is going to kind of give you the chance for the 29th to do very well. One statement I'm going to make, and listen to this very carefully. It really does not matter how bad your scores have been over the last 6 months, 3 months, 2 months, or the last 1 week for that matter. In fact, I have heard so many people tell me that, sir, ये ये हफ्ते में मेरा scores बहुत plummet हो गया है. I mean, they are going down. What do I do? You know, that kind of a question which comes in with a lot of people. My answer is that's because you are putting the pressure, or rather letting the pressure onto you. And I think you need to come seriously understand that it's seriously, look at the next 2 hours to kind of mentally prepare for yourself. This CAT exam is not a knowledge exam. While anybody in the world will tell you that, yes, you need to do a VARC or a DALR or a QA, the fact remains that this is basic aptitude, and whatever strategies that you have done till now, I think you can kind of forget it and go there and enjoy the exam tomorrow morning or day after tomorrow morning. Now, having said all these things, I'm sure if I tell you just chill, you're going to say, what is this big deal? What I'm saying is, you really need to chill, listen to some good music, maybe see a movie or two, not two, one, but make mentally closely prepare yourself towards that exam. Think about what and how has been the best day of your preparation or the marks that you've got in any of the mocks. Try to think about those positive things. In fact, get away from all the people in the world who are going to be negative. In fact, there are lots of people who can say, ye kar diya kya, wo kar diya kya, itne 45 questions of the best quant areas, or 30 concepts of DILR, or the best 4 ways of getting parajumble right, or some such bullshit will keep coming to you. If that was so easy, trust me, everybody would do it. Why would they put in 1 year, 2 years, half a year experience? Please understand this, guys, and every one of you who's listening. Cat is a tameable animal, provided you keep your calm. I know it's easy for me to say, keep your calm, keep your calm. Bullshit that is. What I'm saying is, can you focus on what you are good at rather than what you are not good at? Many a time, all of us are thinking about how much I do not know. Yesterday, I was getting an information from, in fact, a student has asked me, sir, मेरा TSD का marks ही नहीं चल रहा है, मेरा marks ही नहीं आ रहा है, क्या करूं? अरे छोड़ दो यार, क्या फर्क पड़ता है? Because TSD के लिए 2 क्वेश्चन आएंगे मैक्सिमम. उसके चक्कर में, और ज्योमेट्री के चक्कर में, या PNC के चक्कर में, या किसी और का चक्कर में, you will forget doing the other questions. And here is what I'm going to tell you. You can leave geometry, you can leave TSD, you can leave numbers, you can leave quadratic equations, and still get a 95 percentile. That's the beauty of this CAT exam. Or you can still leave arithmetic, you can still leave parts of geometry or numbers, and pick up questions in indices, logs, APGP series, that is a progressions and sequence and series, a little bit of inequalities, a little bit of functions and graphs, and you can still get a 90 percentile on that. And that's the truth of QA. Same is the case with QA. I mean, verbal ability. What if there are going to be 5 passages? Please understand, if there are 5 passages, the passage length will be less. More importantly, it will be the same for everybody else too. So if you had 60 minutes in the previous exam paper, now you have only 40 minutes. I'm talking about the previous CATs. The ability to solve all of them will reduce unless the number of questions reduce or the passage length reduces. Understand that always. So don't bother too much about it, is what I would say. Now, there are a couple of other questions which are coming up. I will take it up. Should I wait for MyCat 2 or should I write MyCat 1? You can write both, by the way, if you want to. How to keep your cool? I've been telling you the same thing. Suggest the tragedy for TDS question, TSD question, leave it. All parajumble questions in VRC are theta as of today. Theta tomorrow, day after tomorrow, what will happen? I do not know. How do I keep the hope up? This is another question which has come in. How do I keep up the hope for the CAT exam when my score fluctuates a lot? Please understand, today we probably lost in the cricket game. Tomorrow their fortunes will completely go reverse. Smith has made 100, or Finch has made 100, or somebody else has made 50, or Maxwell has made a 45 right now. Don't worry. Tomorrow you can make it. Hardik Pandya wouldn't get out at 90. He would do 190 tomorrow. The point I'm trying to make is this upar niche hona is normal. If it didn't happen, then you are a robo. You're not a robot. Remember that. So that's absolutely fine to get less scores. That's what I was going to say that. Okay. Riddhima is asking this. Rhythm Kapoor, sorry. Sir, got afternoon slot. Is it fine to listen? What are the paper pattern? Yes, Rhythm Kapoor. You should know what is the paper pattern. Don't worry about the LOD too much. Just go ahead and say. And whatever anybody says, please make sure that you think that it's an easy exam. Should I attempt all the theta questions which I could not solve, randomly putting the answer? Yes, Amit. If you have the time, go ahead and do that. Sir, I'm too much worried. Please suggest some pressure releasing ways. I'm going to talk about it. Read a novel. See a movie. Listen to some good, nice music. Sane, you will get it. Tanya, my score is constantly 40 in VRC, but today I scored 15. I exactly said this. You know, closer to the exam, you will feel more and more demotivated. Please understand that. So therefore, don't bother about this score. In fact, I'm saying don't write a mock. Don't write a sectional test. Don't write a topic test even. Go through the questions of CAT 17, 18, 19 if you still want to in the night, tonight, tomorrow morning in first half. But beyond that, don't try to get a scores or write an exam. What if I don't be able to crack CAT? After this, for which exam should I focus on? Akshita, first and foremost, a negative feeling that I may not be able to crack CAT is not correct. But having said that, I think you are looking at a contingency problem. There is a ZAT, there is a SNAP, there is a NMAT, there is a TISNET, there is a MyCat, there is an IIFT. There are enough exams. And for example, IIFT is on 24th of January next. You have still 2 months to go. Remember, if you had 2 months for CAT, would you not prepare for it? So please take this to prepare more for that exam, ZAT exam also. Okay. Sir, slot-wise predictions, please. Slot-wise predictions for what, Sayan? There is no slot-wise. All slots, they will have the same number of questions. Anirudh, I said the answer. You can go ahead and put it across. Should I practice tomorrow for 1 hour? Infinite Elixir is asking. You have Elixir with you and infinitely so. Why do you want to do it for 1 hour? If you are compulsive, you feel good about it, go ahead and do it. But you don't have to do it. What you didn't do for the last 1 year, suddenly in 1 day, it's not going to come. Just be in the rhythm. Do it as a matter of fact, but don't take a test. That's all I would say. Okay. Now, then other questions. Nivedita, if it's an easy RC questions and questions are tricky, but if it's a tough RC and questions are doable, then what strategy should we apply? First and foremost, Nivedita, In fact, what you said is exactly what's going to happen. If you feel that the passage is very difficult, chances are very high that the questions will be very straightforward and easy and direct. And if in case the passage appears very easy, the questions can be a little twisted and you have to be careful. All I'm saying is, if you are seeing a very difficult RC when you are reading it, skim through it quickly, do question by question. You can map the question and the passage. If the passage is easy, try understanding the passage quickly, and then when you're doing a question, look at the elimination concept very closely, and then reread the question, saying that you may have missed out the nuances of the passages which are given to you, kind of things. Okay. MDI Murshidabad. I do not know whether Murshidabad is really worth applying. MDI is worth applying for sure. Murshidabad, you can get it at 90 percentile also, or 85 percentile also. In the pecking order, it will come down. That's all I can say. You want to apply, go ahead and apply if you think that you will get less than 85 percentile. Thanks, Rehan. Akhil Nair is asking, sir, I'm scoring between 95 and 10. Should I apply for SPJN and MDI? 100% go ahead and apply, Akhil Nair, if you're listening to me still. Nimish Chandra is asking, Chabra, sorry. I leave PJ because it takes a lot of time. Sometimes it affects my score. Sometimes it doesn't. I'm planning to leave it in exam too. Please leave it in the exam. But since it's a theta question, if there is no negative marking, please mark 2134 or 4213 or whatever that what is your favorite sequence, and come out of it, Nimish Chabra. Nikhil, I said the same thing. MDI Murshidabad, I mean, it's okay. It's a 90-85 percentile institute. Sayan, if you are slot 1, Sayan Bhaumik, you can go without any kind of a clutter. Only slot 2, slot 3 people will have a lot of clutter. Even otherwise, don't listen to 100 people. Please come to our careerlauncher.com website. We will be talking about it, of what you should know when you go into an exam. Forget about the LOD levels, how many easy, how many difficult. Only the pattern has to be done so that you can mentally make up for the pattern. And that's what we will tell you. Okay, next. Let me just look at all the other questions, guys. What are the advantages for slot 1? Zindagi ka aram hai, Shrikant. Tension nahi hai. Anjali, sir, whenever LRDA sections, my hands freezes, I panic a lot. People, please suggest some tips on how many questions do I do in this section. Here is what, Anjali, I'll tell you. There are going to be 5 or 6 sets in LRDI, DILR. All I'm going to ask you to do is read the set carefully for 2.5 minutes. Even if you can't solve the entire set, there will be 3 to 4 questions in that set. Try solving that 3 to 4 questions. Even if one question you can solve, and solve all the sets only one question each, probably you'll still get an 85 percentile. And if you can, of this 5, you will always find one set which is very much doable, very much easy for that matter. And that will give you the scores, high scores for sure. Shweta, sir, is it good to ask about the exam's difficulty level from slot 1 and if I'm in the 3rd slot? Shweta, don't ask students, please ask us. We will be there live on website, on our Career Launcher website. Please come to us. And I'm being very immodest about it today again. I don't want you to listen to everybody else, because they will tell you their perspective. What we are going to say is that combined knowledge perspective of all the faculty members who are writing it also, along with the feedback from the students as such. So I am again and again saying, don't unnecessarily listen to too many people. Listen to us. You will be thanking us. Vidit, you can easily increase by 20-30 marks. Don't worry about it. No geometry box allowed. Paper to allowed hai, Girish. Gullapudi, you can take it. Scoring 85 to 95 marks in mocks, how much change? I told you this with it. Pratik, sir, will there be extra class for that? It depends. If you have joined for a MBA version of that, you will definitely get extra classes. If you have joined only for CAT, you can join separately for ZAT, SNAP, and IFT. If 100 questions show up in the exam, what should be the strategy? Manvendra, you have still 40 minutes only. You have more questions to leave. Though it is very, very unlikely to get 100 questions, just in case it comes in. All I'm saying is, I think you should be happy that there are too many questions which you can leave. The scores will not change. What I've been telling you, you will still need to get around 40 marks or 45 marks to get a 99 percentile, or about totally about 120 marks to get a 99 plus percentile in this paper with 2 hours paper, with a 2 hours paper. Sai, you have to fill it beforehand and take it there. Shweta, it's absolutely your choice. Don't worry about it. Don't think about who is telling you what kind of things. Shashank, I think 232 could be a good score. You may actually get an MIMS. Don't worry about that. No, Sarthak, I don't want you to waste your money on that. Don't apply to SP Jain. Sir, I haven't heard about FMS. We also didn't hear about it, friend. Aa jayega, don't worry. Sir, can we take a pencil and an eraser with us? I don't think so. You should take 2 pens. They will ask you to take 2 pens. Take 3 pens if you want. I am doing different types of questions in arithmetic and geometry for quants because my quants is weak. Will it be helpful? Of course you can. But you revise the basics tomorrow in the morning, first half, and then leave it everything. After that, just relax. Wrong theta will not affect your percentile at all, Tanmay. 100% guaranteed. Not even 99.999. I'm saying 100% guaranteed. If they say theta does not have negative marking, they will put that in the instructions. You can absolutely go ahead and mark. Swati, sleep a little better. Get up aram se at 9:30, 10. Listen to what people say after they come out of at 10:30. Go to the place in whichever the exam well in advance, and I'm saying listen to good songs. Yeah. Get out of the rut of listening to people is what I would say, including me, by the way. Okay, we have more questions coming up. We have more questions. Rochan, sir, advice for Greek economy RC or RC with lots of foreign language words. Skim that fast. Go to the questions and solve. You will get more marks. Madhur, does not clearing a sectional cutoff in any mock mean that I will not clear? No, it doesn't. Yaar, jo raat gayi, baat gayi. Kal different hai. Parso, more importantly, most important hai. So don't worry about it. No, not possible according to me, Samriddhi Malhotra. Sri Chakravarti, any difficulty variations specifically? No, it will be the same thing. Don't worry, it will be exactly similar. I am not tensed, and this is Rofan says, I am not tensed, therefore it is making me tensed. Okay, now that you are tensed, start becoming less tensed. Vidit Patak, sir, possibility of there being 2 solvable sets? 100%. Purvi Soni, suggest how to score and clear cutoff for VARC. If in VA, pick up para summary, then pick up at least 3 RCs or 2 RCs at least. Aram se karo, 40 minute hai, you will cross your cutoff. If you don't, panic and read fast. Read it aram se, understand it, and you will get your answers. Again, the problem will be half the times when you are not even understanding what you're reading and you're trying to skim too much. Only when you should skim when the too much of data is there or foreign words or somebody has asked is there. Sir, negative marking contain in CAT exam? Of course it does. Kis dunya mein ho, Ashutosh? Wrong theta won't affect Tanmay. Sir, what can be expected for clearing cutoff? Maybe around 30 marks, 25 marks, Sarthak? For cutoff, that is. Mahi, you can easily go to 75, 80 or even more. I'm just taking up all the questions which are there. I was getting 70 to 80 plus. Now I'm getting very less marks. See, Unnati, this week, don't bother about it. Erase this week except tomorrow. Enjoy, and tomorrow, day after tomorrow, when you go into the exam, you will see that you will probably do much better than you ever thought in life. Yes, Kayur, I will be there. Sarthak, I've answered that question. Sohan, sir, actually I have mostly scored average or even below in all mocks. Only if I solve from previous CAT papers, I'm able to do 50-60% in quad and around 50% in DI. That's like brilliant, yaar. 50% is like 99 plus percentile. So don't worry about it. That's very, very good. See, somebody is asking, how do you guess difficulty level? When you are solving it, you will get that feeling that, okay, you are able to solve more or able to not solve more. If you're not able to solve more, consider that, look, it is not only difficult for you, it's difficult for everybody else too. Therefore, be a little more careful and make sure that you go one by one all the questions and don't waste time. If the paper you seem to be applying, able to attempt more, also consider that the rest of the world also may be doing well, and then take it a little more faster, take decisions a little more faster. That's what I would say. Actually, so I'm saying, Sohan, yes, you have. I have answered all the other questions. Tirth Patak, scoring around 90 to 100. How much to expect? I think if you're getting 90 to 100 in CL marks, and if that is the marks that you're getting, you can easily get 99 plus percentile, Tirth Patak. Yusuf Anwar is asking this question. There might be 60 questions just like 2013. What then? Less questions to leave. So what? But you have 60. हर question आराम से पढ़ सकते हो यूसुफ. उसके बाद जो आता है वही करना है. ज्यादा क्वेश्चंस है या कम क्वेश्चंस है, जो आता है वही करोगे ना. The cutoff will be still very, very similar. That's what I'm saying. Sarbeshwar Behra, fair enough. That's good enough. Absolutely, you can. Wrong Tita questions. Tanmay, you're asking for the fifth time. I think you're not listening to me. Yes, Tita questions, even if you get them wrong, will not make any difference to your percentile. If you get it correct, it will improve. Okay, I'm just going to look at it. My best score is 82. Yes, Manojit, definitely. Rushi, sir, I haven't heard about FMS. Yeah, I also haven't heard of it. What is there to not hearing about it? They'll come back. They are university, Delhi University. Aram se aayenge. Sir, I'm getting 50. I told you this answer. Roshan, I think we're asked, everybody's asking same questions again and again. Purvi, how to clear cutoff in VARC as you told for DILR? See, my point is VARC also you need to attempt at least close to 18-20 questions with a decent 80, 60, 80, 75% accuracy at least, 12 correct kind of things. I'm saying if you can get about 25 to 28 marks, you will cross the 85 percentile or 80 percentile cutoff for verbal RC also. I'm not answering all the questions again and again. People are asking. Sarbeshwar Behra, I answered. Yes, it's a good chance. You will get it. Mohit Khanna is asking. Okay, Sahil is asking. Scoring around 65 percentile, 60, 65, you can go to 85, you can go to 90 plus percentile. Mohit Khanna, sir, is there anyone who is scoring low in marks, did well? Oh, so many of them, yaar, Mohit, so many of them in the world. Marks only some indication, but not a perfect indication. Always understand. Kinjal Paliwal, I have improved my mock scores considerably, but the last test I gave really disheartened me. Ignore the last test marks. No jigger. You can only take a transparent water bottle, which if you take a Red Bull will not be transparent or it will not be water as such. Whatever Red Bull you want to drink, drink before you go into the exam hall. Anikesh Babu, send a mail to them. It will not affect your admission. They will correct it. 95 percentile, what total marks? Assuming 225 questions, I expect about 100 marks will get you 95 percentile. Okay, Ashirvad Mishra is asking this question. Sir, can we expect a similar paper like that of the CL marks? It will be easier than that also, Ashirvad. Pranay, last year I panicked, eventually scored very less. How to avoid panic? Think about last year what you did, Pranay. By panicking, you only messed it up. For all of you, this is by panicking, will you get more scores? By getting afraid, will you get more scores? Leave the fear at home. Leave the fear now. Tell yourself, I don't care whether I get through or I don't get through. You will probably get through much better. The moment you start thinking that, oh, I want to get it, you are going to be under tremendous, tremendous pressure. Remember that always. Anirudh, the paper will be easy, therefore you will score. Don't worry about it. That's what I'm telling you. Sarbeshwar Behra, you're asking the same question. You can fare well. Fare well. It is not farewell, it is farewell. Fare. You will fare well, Behra. Don't worry. Suyash, I know all the logic of last 3 years. Should I get 99.7 percentiles? If you can implement the same thing in the exam, Suyash, you have a Suyash Karn. You can easily get that also. Anikesh, sir, date of birth, I answered this question. Nikhil Mishra, 10th, 12th graduation, should I apply? 2.9 months experience. What area you are applying? If it is the IM or operations, yes. Otherwise, no. Just like the gloves, removal of masks is allowed. It feels hectic while taking marks. By the time I reach QA, I'm almost restless. Oroshish Panda, it depends on center to center. Most probably they will not allow, but you can keep taking it out and keeping back. Take a deep breath and put it back. You will be fine. First, don't let that affect you first. Mayank Raheja, scoring 50% marks in CL. VARC, what will be the expected percentile? See, if you continue to score exactly the same way, it will become 70, 75. I answered this question. Mohit Khanna, I don't know what you're asking. I told you there are so many people who make that very clearly. Marks for QA cutoff. QA cutoff will not be more than 20, 22 marks for the cutoff. Kanika Yadav. Karan Shah. Sir, when I solve sectional of all sections, I can attempt to 25 questions with 10 correct. Same with quants, but when I give 2 hour mocks, my score degrades. How? Because the overall scores will degrade for everybody. Because when you had 1 hour, you did more. When you have 1 hour less, your scores will degrade. Why is it even a question mark? But please understand, so has it for everybody else. And that is why you will get a better scores. Understand that. And better percentiles. Understand that. It's a relative grading. Remember this. Ronak Basu, unlikely to get any new pattern. Srinath, yes, you can go ahead and read tomorrow also. It will help you. Siddesh, your thinking is the limit. Forget about what has happened in the past. Siddesh Chavan, this is. Yes, Shredder Rider, whoever you are. Shredded Rider, you say. I don't know what is your real name. Yes, you can get it. First, believe it that you can. 90 percentile will be around 25 marks, Dipanshu. Thanks, Arvind. Thank you very much. Sir, I have been scoring 80 marks. How will I score 120? Anirudh, what I'm trying to basically tell you is 80 to 20 is 40 marks. That's about 10 less mistakes. That is it. 10 less mistakes. If you can focus in the exam without thinking about the entire world at large, if you without thinking about what will happen to you in your life, I think you will get that extra 40 marks also in the next 2 days itself. Arunima, what should I do tomorrow? Go through the first half, some basics of your formulae and etc. Read a little bit of RCs, etc. to get the rhythm. Second half, make sure that you know all the admit card, the gloves, the sanitizers, the masks, all those things. Keep it ready with you. The photograph being there, everything should be ready. And in addition to that, find out where you need to go. How do you want to go? Sit and relax, listen to some good music, talk to good friends, not to friends who are going to unnecessarily psych you out. Is that clear? And this is for not just for Arunima, but everybody else too. Anirban, the moment the timer starts, you can see. Click on the right hand corner, you can see the questions. I've answered this question. Arunima, Krishna Gautam. Prasad, one section, whatever you do, should not affect the other two sections. That's all the way you will go with the mindset. Anmol, first and foremost, who is asking you to first identify? Go set by set. Whichever is easy, do it. If it's not easy, keep leaving it. That's the way to do it as far as DILR is concerned. Don't go with the thinking that I will find an easy set and you will unnecessarily waste your time. It is not necessary, Mittal. Isha Mittal, it's not necessarily to see the thing. That's all I'm saying. Okay, I'm saying all the similar questions are coming in again and again. Sir, I was able to do 3 to 4 sets in DLR, but in last 10 days I was able to do. I'm worried now. Palak, last 1 week का फर्क मत नहीं पड़ता. 1 year का effort है. Exam में जाके आप अच्छी करोगी. Just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind, really. Yes, Jigar Solanki, if you tell them in the before you go inside, if you tell them this is the prescription given by your doctor, they will allow you. Jigar Solanki. Arvind, sir, the way you talk about things is just so amazingly coherent and rational. I hope whatever I'm saying is making some difference to you and it will help you to kind of really, really crack the CAT exam day after tomorrow. Sauvik Saha, my best wishes, my best blessings to you, Sauvik Saha. Absolutely. Anirban, when can we see number of questions? I told you this. Anchal Tiwari, sir, should we check about the exam pattern with our friends who gave exam at first lot? No. Check with us. Come on to careerlauncher.com website. We will put it up or on your Telegram groups. We'll put it up across also. Siddesh, I got 30 in my last mock. Last mock ko chhod do, Siddesh. When can we see number of questions? Arvind Prakash, sir, the way you talk, Dipanshu, raw marks and VARC that could fetch 90 percentile. 25, I said. I think we are asked, the same questions are coming again and again. DFS is a very good score, very good school, Yusuf. Jane, should we affix photograph on the admit card at the exam center? Beforehand, Jane, don't go there and do it. Do it here itself. Aditi, don't give a mock today or yesterday. It doesn't matter. Today, tomorrow, day after. Just go to the exam hall. Whatever practice you did, go there and mentally make up how you will spend your 40 minutes there. That's all. Tirth Patak, do not worry. If you can do 10, 12 with good accuracy, you will still make it. You will still make it well. Should we affix at what time would we be live with the first impressions? 12 o'clock for 11:30 itself we will come out with. Don't worry about it. We'll put up the first information by 12:30, 11:30 kind of things. 11:30, 12 itself. Excellent, Arvind Prakash. Excellent, excellent. I'm just reading, guys. That's why it's taking time for me to answer your questions. आंचल तिवारी, मैंने बोला ना आप हमें हमारे करियर लॉन्चर पे आ जाइएगा. Don't worry about your students. LRDI cutoff, if you're talking about 80 percentile, will not be more than 16, 17, 18 marks RJ, whatever the paper may be. People are going to be very, very unnecessarily worried. Rockon is saying, sir, I'm able to do 2 sets of DILR. How much would the percent? If you can do all 8 questions, it can be more than 85, 90 percentile. I'm able to do 2 sets. Good, Krishna. At least 2 passes will be medium level. Yes, Krishna. Okay, I'm answering the same questions again and again, again and again. Flying pe Bhumi Sharma, OBC category 80 to 100 in marks. Brilliant. You can really, really go there and crack the exam. Bhumi. Flying paper. Do we need to log in with our CAT 2020 user ID in the pattern? They will give you. Don't worry about that. They will give you what you should log in with at that point of time. Irma is a very good school with it. Atul Priya Pandey. See, if you want to meditate or etc., for a couple of things I'll tell you. For example, you look at it. This is your thumb. You press thumb inside it. If you are getting very, very afraid of it, press it more. What will happen is it will calm your nerves. Second, take deep breaths. Get more oxygen to your brain. To your brain. Trust me, you will calm down. Try to right now itself do it for 3 times. You will get energized. You will get energized. You will be surprised. That's the truth of the, there's something brilliant about these things. Madhur, cutoff marks 95 percentile for IIMs. That's about 40%. 85 marks is what I'm talking about, if that is what your scores are. Does CAT show total 120 minutes timer? 40 per each section it shows, Vanya Consult. I think so. I hope so, actually. I am pretty sure it is 40, but I'm just giving you the info. It is 40, 40, 40. VRC cutoff is only 85 percentile or 80 percentile for all the IIMs. Snehal, sir, I'm not able to solve more than 6 questions in QA while giving mocks, but in the CAT exam, you will be able to score 10, Snehal. Subarshi, what will be 75 percentile in both DI and QA considering new pattern? Very less, yeah. QA will be about 15, QA will be around 20 and DI will be about 15, 16. Sir, I got 120 in CAT 2018 paper in 2 hours, but 89 in 2000. Yaar, Sakshi, jo ho gaya usko socho mat, because whenever you get more marks, the next exam you want to write. See, this is the problem with all of us. One exam we write, then when you go into the next exam, you are not thinking about the exam. You are thinking about the goddamn mark. And you kind of screw it up. Don't. In fact, it is good that this week you're not getting good marks, because you will go with the feeling that shit, yaar, mera kuch nahi aayega. And therefore the expectations will be less. And whenever your expectations are less, but do it normally, you will get a fantastic score. In fact, I have seen this year after year after year for 20 full years. So it's not going to change this year too. You guys will do, you will rock on, so to say. Hey, hi Jijo, why are you not with me? You should come here online. I think, so who is Shreya? Jijo sir ko message karo, YouTube link bhejo, Zoom ka link bhejo. He will also come online right away. He's there online. I hope you can hear me. Dev, just send that link to Jijo sir. My absolute best wishes, Arvind, but more than best wishes, what I'm saying is just do what you can. Forget about all those things that you cannot. You will be surprised. This is something which I've seen year after year. Those people who don't, go into the exam hall without any expectations. Like, in fact, Jijo sir is also there. He's on YouTube right now. I'm asking you to come and talk to you guys. Somewhere very interesting thing that I've always noticed in the last 20 years of my life is that I go with complete calmness in mind, without any expectations. Not calmness, I may be very tensed also, I don't mind. I may be very geared up also, but I'm going to welcome Jijo sir right away. He is there. I have just welcomed Jijo sir. He's on screen. Sir, unmute yourself. And here is what I have seen, my friends. You will, even if you're tensed, but go without any expectation, I think you will do fantastically well. Okay, do that. Jijo, I really need you to, because I'm going to, Shreya, you have Jijo sir's number. Also send him some of the questions. Between the two of us, we'll take the next 20 minutes. Jijo.
Awesome. I was just watching you in action. It's good to see you as a student. I hope I'm audible. I'm on my phone.
You're perfectly audible.
So what is the question? What's going on? I think one of the things that I wanted to tell is that everybody wants blessing. I think the best person to bless you now is you. Okay, you should bless yourself, because I believe that you've done everything that you can. You put in all the effort. I think that you just have to now believe in yourself. I think that's the best person who can do the best for you is you now. So you don't have to bother about anyone else now. That's what I thought I should do.
One question that I want you to answer. Uh, was studying vigorously since 6 months, but the last week I didn't spend any good amount of time for studying. What should I do now?
Oh, that's a tough question. Okay, so if you were studying for 6 months vigorously and then you didn't study for the last 6 days, there has to be some reason for it. If it is because of some of the cat mocks that you took and your score went down and you're afraid of this thing, you just have to remember that you had actually put in 6 months of effort. So those are the skills that you developed all these 6 months. That skills will not go away. That your body will remember it, your mind will remember it. There is something known as a mind memory. I think these days
Muscle
I
memory,
muscle
both
memory.
mind memory and muscle memory, both.
Yeah. So I know about this muscle memory now because I'm going to gym nowadays. So it's that
Yes,
my body remembers a lot of things. So you must trust in the fact that your mind, your muscle, your body, everything about you remembers all the hard work that you put in. And on the day of the cat, the best your body, your mind, everything is going to work for you in the right manner. Just trust and believe in that, and nothing much. Don't do anything now. I think that you should just trust in that fact, and you will definitely do well. That's my thought.
very nice. One question I'm going to answer. What I couldn't attempt more than 3 marks because of some other educational commitments. I couldn't score more than 50 percentile. How many attempts should I aim for? First and foremost, who is this? Shreya Khurana. Whatever constraints you had, you worked around, along with the constraints. Tomorrow, don't go with the idea that I want to attempt X number of questions, because then you will make a lot many mistakes and get a lot less than 50 percentile. Tomorrow also, go without expectations. I was just saying the same thing before sir came in also, and I'm saying this. You go with, because at the end of the day, what is CAT? It's a 8th, ninth, 10th class aptitude paper, verbal DI quant of 8th, ninth, and 10th level. So if you don't unnecessarily put too much of pressure on yourself, like sir is saying, I think you would be able to do a fantastic job. I'm pretty sure of that, according to me.
I will also add to that idea and point is that first of all, a 50 percentile in the mock test. You know that there are going to be 2 lakh people taking the test, and the people who would actually take the mock test is usually what, 15,000, 20,000 on the higher side. I'm also guessing it could be as low as 10,000. These are all the serious people, and your 50th percentile is technically a rank of 5,000 or maybe 10,000 on the higher side. If among the set of people you're really good at. So don't worry about a 50 percentile now, knowing for a fact that there are a whole lot of guys and girls, of course, so, who are not really very serious of it. That's one. I think the problem that happens with the people who are hitting 50 percentile in the mock test or 60 percentile, and you end up doing what is known as a gambler's fallacy. You end up going to the test saying that the only way to now for me to survive is to attempt as many as possible. I think that's a completely bad idea. You should not. The reason why your scores go down, and if you're on the 50th percentile, 60th percentile, it's not because of the fact that you could not attempt, but because of the fact that you attempted so many questions. The number of negative marks you picked up unnecessarily. So my idea and thought is that when you go to the test, irrespective of whatever percentile is, you are the worst percentile that you can ever imagine. 30 percentile in the mock, 40 percentile, 50 percentile, 60 percentile, doesn't matter. I think that in the test, what you should not be doing is unnecessarily attempting question. You should just attempt the question that you're sure of. And I'm absolutely confident that you'll surprise yourself in terms of into the eventual percentile that you get. So don't go to the test saying that I want to attempt and have this gambler's fallacy. Don't be a gambler going to a casino. I think that you just go to the test, you attempt the question that you know, you leave the things that you don't know. That's my thought.
Absolutely, absolutely. Karan is saying, sir, my journey with CL was very good. It has helped me a lot and has transformed me a lot for the CAT exam. Thank you so much. Thank you very much, Karan. Wish you all the very best. Sir, is differential marking a possibility? If yes, how should we attempt the paper? Jijo.
I mean, differential marking is, I don't think it is not going to be possible because they have said that each question carries 3 marks and there is So differential marking is not. If
It's just
differential marking is going to happen, the cat is the most sadistic set of people in the world, saying one thing and doing someone else. So then, as a masochist, okay, you have to enjoy the pain that you're hitting. So if there is a differential marking, it doesn't matter. I'm saying that how does it matter what marks it attached to a question? What actually matters is that whether or not you can actually solve the question. So nothing need to change in any situation whatsoever. You're just having a fight with the question. Don't worry about the marks. Don't worry about anything. You just pick the question that you know and solve it and move on.
absolutely. How many minimum questions to attempt in VARC in case VARC is too tough? I get negatives a lot in case of high attempts.
The minimum can be zero. I think that's a good.
I love that answer.
So I'm saying that how do it's actually very difficult to say. I should not go to the test attaching saying that I'm going to attempt X number of questions. That's not the way I look at it. I'm going to attempt the question that I know, at least I believe I've got the answer. I'm going to leave the question where I'm not completely, I don't know the answer. Obviously, there are, for example, an odd one out question, which has got no negative marking. You just pick one of the number, one among 1, 2, 3. That's the most likely odd one out question. And choice. But I think that you should not go to the test. If you think the test is difficult, you have to at that point in time understand the fact that everybody is going to is feeling the same, and it's about differentiating those set of people who are able to understand the situation and don't do something very drastic. I think how many games that you have seen where people do something, if you follow any sort of game, people do something very different and drastic just because the situation is different. So you have to understand, and that one fundamental rule is that you can only solve, these are all set of questions. Cat is a set of questions. You solve the question that you know, you leave the question that you don't. That's keep that as a simple idea and not think about any sort of minimum attempt.
Absolutely. Sir, will there be a similar Q&A session for NMAT, SNAP and CMAT? Yes, there will be, Aditi. What should I do tomorrow? Will doing nothing put a break on the tempo? Frankly, no. Having said that, we are still saying if you want to read an RC, read the newspaper, go through some basic formulae if you want, please go ahead and do it. Don't worry too much about it. In fact, don't take too much of load of what should I do, what should I not do. Live a life normally. Tomorrow is another day. Scarlett O'Hara says this in Gone with the Wind. I don't know whether you have read it, Jijo. Tomorrow is another day. Why are you worried about tomorrow? Just relax and take it easy. So somebody is saying, Nivedita Gautam is saying, hello, Jijo sir, to you.
Hi!
What should be the strategy for the next 2 days? I think we have answered this so thousands of times. One more time.
I know the strategy for post-cat, and I'm not saying that you should do this. I think C2 ethyl alcohol is a good
I love that. In the evening.
strategy. C2H5OH.
C2H5OH is the better one. But having said that, more importantly, finish 29 and start working for the others. I think CAT is almost getting over here. Don't get too much of pressure on the CAT exam. I think, do we need to carry writing pad? No, you don't have to carry a writing pad at all. Hypotenuse is asking what should be the strategy for the next. Same thing. Slot 3 host, slot 2 host, slot 1 host, same strategy. Don't worry too much.
Hypotenuse. You said hypotenuse.
That's the name of the guy who has come in.
Oh, hypotenuse. Why are we bothered? You are the longest side anyways. So you know for a fact.
I love this.
Irrespective of whatever happens, you will always be the longest side of the triangle. So no.
Sarthak Badlas is asking, Jijo sir, please give tips for VARC. Before you answer, Jijo, I am offended by that guy. He thinks you are only VARC. Gentlemen and ladies, all the friends who are listening to me, Jijo is an IIT Madras, IIM Calcutta alumni. You don't easily get into an IIM Calcutta if you are not a fundu in mathematics and quant. DILR too. It just happens that he takes up VARC. So please ask him all questions, not only VARC. And here you go, my friend. Go.
Yeah, actually, I started my career teaching maths. Exactly. I never thought that I'm going to be a great math verbal faculty because I always struggled in verbal when I took the CAT test during the time. It was very painful. I never knew. For example, every time I read a passage and then answer a question, I'm confused between B and C. I mark B and the answer is C. If you look at explanatory answer, obviously C. I'm like, what? So I never knew. I believe the only reason I became a verbal faculty, I am consider myself the good verbal faculty, is that I tend to feel that verbal uh, assumption that verbal is something that can be done. People who have read a lot, who are literature, who have got great vocabulary. I kind of wanted to attack that notion and say that it's all logical. So my answer to that question in terms of what you have to do with BRC strategy is very simple, right? The strategy at the end of the day for every section is that your marks are going to come from questions, and you're going to lose marks because of questions. You're going to take away the questions are going to take away negative marks. The question is going to give marks. So your decision has to be on question. Just because you read a passage does not mean that you have to answer all the 5 questions. So also there is this amount of betting that happens in verbal. You are never so confident about the answer, right? So 100%. So your heart. So trust your gut feeling, right? Whatever your gut feeling tells you. So
Brilliant
the
statement.
in all the sense that I think that your gut feeling is that inner voice that is telling you if B is the answer, then B is the answer. If for example, one very important thing that I want to share is that one of the problem that happens in verbal is that we overanalyze. Let's say I read answer choice A, I read answer choice B. Immediately after reading answer choice B, I felt it was an answer. I knew it was an answer. But in my mind, I'm saying that, oh, how can that be? Then I read answer choice C. I feel now answer choice C is confusing, and I get confused. And eventually, anyway, going to mark answer choice B anyway. So the first hit that you get, and your heart tells you that's an answer, you go with that and don't evaluate anything further. And this has to happen with paragraph jumble, everything. You go with your gut feeling. Over analysis is going to be painful. Over analysis are done by those people who lack confidence. So after the test, you can go and cry. But during the test, I think that you should have a sense of amazing set of confidence in yourself, knowing that you should trust your gut feeling. That's what you should do. Who's that person who asked that question?
Uh,
No, no. Whoever that is, thank you so much for treating me as verbal faculty.
a lot of people think that you are this is Sarthak asking it, but here is what I'm going to tell to everybody else. And Shreya, remember this. Shreya is our colleague who is listening. 7:50 to 7:52. That is the time when you spoke about believing in instinct. If we can pick that part of it and repost it in YouTube or everywhere else, I think it is going to be very useful to everybody tomorrow, and or in our all our Telegram groups. Okay, more questions coming up. Again, a lot of similar questions coming up, my friends, and some of us are thanking for whatever we have done. There are no calculator tips, Ankit. Don't waste using calculator unless it's a very, very difficult solution or
so
calculation to be done.
for about calculus, no, I'm pathetic in addition. So, for example, if let's say I have to use fingers to do subtraction, I'm an IIT guy. But for some
You
reason,
were good
I,
some other time in the world, I think, in a
I'm,
different janma.
I'm never good. Okay, so I'm never good. But thankfully, for all this IIT and all my life, it was mind calculation was not actually needed. So I use a lot of calculator in the mock test. So, but what I see in the actual cat, no, is that it all depends upon the mouse that you get. And some of these and some of the all the time when I went to the cat exam, I have been given some computer which is like a 1942 love story. It's like an all dabba. It's not the computer that he used to. So when I type 4, the 4 comes 4 times. When I type 5, it comes 5 times. It's a painful process when you look at calculator. So I think that all the cat does not require too much of calculation. And if there is so you should be okay not using the calculator also as well. So that's something that I thought about, because at the end of it all depends upon, and you cannot really tell that guy I want to change the computer in the middle of the test. uh, do- uh, so that's something that I want to share. So
Dungeon
but
Master is
cat.
asking. Dungeon Master is asking. Prefer for C2H5OH. I'm going to answer that question. Listen, Jijo sir, at least if you look at his beard, he appears old, but he's really a monk. Understand that always. Rishita Kaur Gandhi is asking you, hello Jijo sir, say hi to me too.
Rishita, hi. I hope Rishita, you'll have a wonderful life. This is cat is just a small part of a journey, and I don't make cat the biggest hurdle of your life. I know that you will come back, and you'll. I think that my prayer for you, Rishita, is that after about a year and a half, 2 years, 3 years, you will be here taking this video with us, and sharing your amazing story about how you cracked the test and how well you're doing in your life. That's my prayer.
Right. Arvind is asking ARKS and Jijo, sirs, did you both watch today's match? I was going through the match, but not really having time to, I didn't have so much of time to watch the match,
What
my
match?
friend.
What match
Cricket
is
match
going
was
on?
going on, Australia versus India, down under.
Shots. I have stopped
Abhishek,
watching cricket.
yeah. Scored good in last CL mock, but right after that messed up taking a time mock. You shouldn't have ever taken time mocks. And it has created chaos in my mind. Don't worry about it, yeah. It's good that something goes up, goes down. Day after tomorrow is another day. Really, really another day. I don't think you should waste your time too much on thinking about what happened. Like Jijo said, just now said, yeah, if you've worked for 6 months, if you've worked for 3 months, if you've worked for so long, there there is something called a muscle memory. There is something called a mind memory. It will help. In fact, I know this for a fact. Whenever I write an exam, I always go, even after 20 years, I think that I will not know anything. But the moment I touch the pen and the paper, it all comes properly down in nicely kind of things. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying that you've taken a lot of mock tests. Okay, so we end up. So I think the problem that we have is that when our scores is very high in a mock test, you question the mock. Hey, kaise ho gaya? Yaar? It's not correct. I think this mock test is bad. It's so easy. You question ourselves, and when the mock tests become very bad, and then we consume ourselves saying that, oh my goodness, this is going to be my life. It's about how we condition ourselves. I'm saying that, see, the cat is going to be another test, right? And that's the only test that matters. And you have to understand that you look at all the tests that you've taken so far. There is that section test that you have taken. There might be that mock test, which has been the best test that you've taken. Okay, and you have a range of movement from a test to test, but you know for a fact that on the day of the cat, you will be better than your best test. And that is the belief in which that it goes. You don't care. For example, how does it matter if one mock has gone down? How does it matter? It doesn't matter. You know that you would look at the characters on the day. You're going to be better than your best mock test that you ever taken. You put in all the effort for your 6 months, 4 months, 3 months, 1 year, whatever that is, and then that's what you have to trust in.
Okay, I'm going to answer this one couple more questions we'll answer before we wind this down. Karan Shah is asking, sir, I am confident only in a few areas in quant. Should I do only my confident areas or I solve randomly? I think the answer is there in your question. If you want random marks, you do it randomly. But if you really want a structured marks of what you are good at, what you are confident at, please pick up those questions you are confident at. Whatever you do not know, leave it. In fact, this question takes me to the belief one more time that don't try to do anything radical in the actual CAT exam. Whatever basic strategy that you have been following, whether you have got 30 percentile, 50 percentile, 70 or 99.9 percentile, on an average that you have been performing, continue to perform on that day, because changing at the last moment could be very counterproductive. It can be actually negative. The gambler's fallacy Jijo sir has just now talked about, and tell you honestly, it is a real fallacy. And having said that, don't unnecessarily mark anything. Peta questions are different, but unnecessarily marking randomly and trying to kind of maximize your attempts is actually stupidity. Do not do that, is what I would say. Jijo, one more minute between the two of us and we will close that session today.
Sure.
Your last words, 30
My
seconds.
last thought is, guys, I think that all of you should say kudos to ARKS. Okay, I think throughout the cat journey, he has been the one who has taken so many sessions for you guys in the YouTube, being there, helping you out. I think that's something that you should all give him thanks to. And a lot of us are not existent. We pop in once in a while, and he has been someone who has been throughout the entire journey for cat. I think we should give thanks to ARKS. Uh,
Thank you.
for the I'm saying that you understand this man, right? He is a CEO of CL. He has got a lot of work. He's one of the most busiest person yet. He's the one who has been with you guys throughout. I think that in this moment, what I really want to do is in this last video before the cat is to actually thank you, Earth, for taking the burden for all of us.
I'm overwhelmed actually, to be honest. But thanks to, not to thank each other itself, but Jijo, I think this journey is with all of us and with all the students, frankly speaking. And between you and me, you know how much both of us have been in this very, very strongly together, along with, of course, GP, GB, Shivku, Rahul, Nikunj, Siddharth, and a lot of others who are not, names kind of things, and my entire other team, support team like Anjali or Shreya. I would like to thank everybody to help us to be here today. Also, Shreya specifically spending time today. They also on technology. But this is one last sentence for all you students who have been very patiently listening to it. I don't know why are you wasting time for 1 hour right now. You shouldn't have done that in the first place. But now that you have done that, most of you have done that. Utilize the next whatever 20, 36 hours, 48 hours that you might have before the CAT exam in a very simple manner. What, you know, I'll just take your words, Jijo, and make it my words once again. You have to believe it that this is going to be your best day. You should tell yourself there is a best day, and there's always a best day. You know, the best, even the best painter has a masterpiece one day. You just need one day. It doesn't matter how badly everything else in the world has happened, how worst it has happened. Put together yourself, all your concentration, all your focus. Take the test without thinking about the rest of the world, whether it's your parents, whether it's your boyfriend, girlfriend, whether it's your Kadu's boss, or your own expectation. Get out of that, go there. It's easy to tell me, easy for me to tell you, but I'm telling you this. Go there to enjoy the exam, guys. Laugh at the exam. Believe that, okay, if you get a question, you'll feel good about it. Don't get a question, no problems. There'll be another one, another one, another one, another one, another one. In that manner, if you can do it, you will surprise yourself. Again, taking up the word from Jesus, sir. You will surprise yourself with a very, very positive result. With that, thank you so much, Jijo, for
I,
joining me today.
I have one last thing. There is one RC that you must solve before going to the CAT. Can I share that RC?
Yes, sir.
That is in CAT 2003 leaked question paper. It's a poem, and that is a poem that you should take. That poem is about Ithaca. I'm going to read 3 lines from the poem. It says, "Keep Ithaca always in your mind. Arriving there is what you're destined for, but don't hurry the journey at all. Ithaca gave you the marvelous journey. So that is something that you have to believe that your journey for the CAT has been awesome. You have had your ups, you had your downs, but you know that this journey has been amazing. It would have changed you as a person. You would have gained skills that you thought you never could. You have overcome a lot of challenges, and you know that on the day of the CAT is going to shine. You're going to be amazing. Don't do anything very different. Trust in yourself, and I'm very sure that you'll do very well. And as I always say, I don't want to be a mentor next year. I don't want to be. We are going to be friends, of course, Satya. That's something that even us
Absolutely.
will agree with.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jijo. Thanks, Dave. Thanks, Shreya. And wish you all the very, very best, guys, to all of you writing the CAT exam on 29th. Thank you.
Yeah.
They've stopped that. Thank you. Thanks, Jijo.
Thanks, man.